Today we're diving into Danielson's 1F, Designing Student Assessments. But before we get into the details, allow me to point out that assessment isn't just found in Domain 1, Planning and Preparation. You'll also see assessment popping up in the other three domains. In Domain 2, assessment is used to gauge student participation and engagement in the classroom. In Domain 3, which is learning experiences, there's an emphasis on formative assessment to guide instruction and provide timely feedback. In Domain 4, which is reflecting on student data, it involves analyzing student progress and using assessment results to inform professional growth. But in our Domain 1, Planning and Preparation, we're focusing on planning these assessments and making sure that they align with instructional outcomes and then analyzing their effectiveness. So what does designing student assessments actually mean? Simply put, it's about creating assessments that measure learning effectively. And let's be real, assessments should do more than just stress students out. If you've ever graded a test and thought, did they even read the material? That might be a sign that the assessment wasn't designed well. Including students in assessment discussions ensures evaluation methods are meaningful and transparent. According to Danielson, effective assessment design involves three key ideas. The first is congruence, or alignment, with instructional objectives. The assessment should measure what was taught, not just random trivia, and students should have a say in how their progress aligns with learning objectives. The second, criteria and standards. Clearly defined expectations so students aren't guessing how they'll be graded. Involving students in rubric creation makes them even more invested. Did you ever have a student ask, wait, why did I lose points? Well, a strong rubric prevents that drama. And the final is formative use of assessment. Use assessments during learning, not just at the end, and students should be encouraged to monitor their own progress. Give students input in deciding how their knowledge can be demonstrated. For example, have the students create something. Instead of a traditional test, let the students build a model or write a script explaining the concept. Self-assessments. Students should reflect on their own learning and set goals, like you'll do in week 7. Collaborative projects. Learning through teamwork and peer feedback. For example, small groups design an interactive lesson in order to teach each other. Assessment is a powerful tool for measuring understanding, skills, and progress. But there are a few common pitfalls to avoid. First, tests that don't match learning objectives. Assessment should assess the objectives. Second, unclear expectations. Students should understand grading criteria beforehand and have opportunities to ask questions about the assessment structure. Third, ambiguous questions. If the wording isn't clear, even the best students might struggle. Fourth, overemphasis on memorization. While recall has its place, assessment should measure comprehension and application. Instead of asking for rote definitions, Consider scenario-based questions that encourage deeper thinking. Next, overloading with trick questions. A good challenge is great, but excessive trick questions can frustrate and mislead. The goal is to assess the learning, not to play mind games. And finally, failure to provide meaningful feedback. Assessment should go beyond a grade. It's a teaching tool. Constructive feedback helps students understand their strengths and areas for improvement.